Hey everyone, so I am going to be just working on staining some wood, but I want to try and stain it with some colors. So I got these alcohol ink. It's designed for an epoxy resin, but basically it's like little dyes that you can use to color, usually epoxy. Now I'm going to try and use this with some wood stain. I've seen some people just use this online and have some success, so I want to test it myself. So I have put some of this wood stain just here. It's about 10 milliliters, and here's just a scrap piece of wood I want to try on just to see how it goes. So I'm going to start with just a few drops in the actual stain and apply that to the wood, and then I'm going to add a few more drops just to concentrate it a bit more. Now I know the ratio is going to be a little odd because you're taking away some of the stain every time you're adding drops to it, but this is sort of just a rough test to see even how much the color sticks to the wood itself. So we're going to give this a try and just see how it goes. So let's get started. So I'm going to pick a color here first, and I want to try and use maybe one of these lighter colors just to see how well it goes. So I think I'm going to go with teal just to see how that shows up on this wood. I actually got these on AliExpress, so that's an option for you guys if you want to do that. I know that Amazon sells them as well, and you can probably get them other places, but we're just going to start with this. So we have the teal, and I believe there are little caps here. So the caps have little pins in them so that you can actually open these guys up. So there we go. Now you can see I have already stained my finger, which is great. So let's start with just a few drops here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's 3. And let's give this a bit of a mix. And then we're going to take just a bit of a rag here, and I'm going to dip this in and just apply it here to the wood. Now, this is a natural stain, so there's not much color to it to begin with. That doesn't look like it's going to be much color at all. So we're going to add a few more drops and try again. So that was 3 drops there, 4, 5, 6. So as you can see, it's probably going to take quite a few drops to get that really robust color you're looking for to come through. And this is going to depend too on the actual wood that you're using as to how much of it actually seems to come through. So we're going to dip our next rag here. Okay, so you can see that's a bit more color already than the first go. And that is 6 drops. Let's add another few in here. 7, 8, 9, let's go 10. This is quite a bit darker than the first go. Okay. You can see already that's going to be a lot darker than the first 2 passes that we had. Now it's also good to keep track of this as we're going. So we've got 3 over here, 6, and now we've got 10. Now let's just really pick this up another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now keep in mind, again, this is very little stain, so you can imagine just how concentrated this needs to be to get the color you're looking for. Okay, so that is 15 right there. So you can just see how much it's progressed in color, but it's still not really giving us that same, it's almost picking up that green. So let's give this another 5 drops, because that was 15. So we are now at 20 drops. And at this point in time, we're probably at about half the amount of stain, so maybe at about 5 ounces here. You can see it's much deeper color on the rag. Okay. So that's coming through much more than that one. Was 20. For the sake of experimenting, let's give this a real heavy hand again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 30 drops now in there. And this may be a bit of trial and error if you're doing this as well, depending on, again, the wood that you're using and how much it's absorbing that color. Oops, sorry. Okay, so there doesn't seem to be too much. After you get to that 20, that's 30, and it doesn't seem to be doing too much more. So that might be just about the limit of what you can kind of achieve out of it. Again, this teal color seems to be turning more green, at least on this wood. So I don't know if you can see that here. It's got a little bit of a bluish hue, but nowhere close to what this looks like, obviously. So you might have to just modify for that, add a different blue in to try and get more of that color. But yeah, so that's sort of the experiment, just to see how this works. It looks like it is picking up the color, which is good. You just have to use a lot of the actual ink itself to try and get the color that you're desiring. So that's just a bit of the experiment to see how we move forward with any sort of wood coloring projects. But yeah, there you go. Take care, guys. Love you.